Space travel, the ultimate adventure, soaring through the cosmos, gazing upon distant stars, but let's be honest, gotta take care of business eventually, right? Well, buckle up, cosmic voyagers, because we're embarking on a journey that's both thrilling and, shall we say, a tad messy. We're talking about the unsung hero of space travel, the topic that's rarely touched upon but is as essential as the rocket fuel that propels us into the great unknown. Yes, you guessed it. We're delving into the fascinating world of space poop. From the farthest reaches of the Milky Way to the comfort of the International Space Station, every astronaut must grapple with this earthly necessity. But in a realm where gravity is a mere suggestion, where does it all go? Well, stay tuned, space enthusiasts, as we navigate the sometimes turbulent, always intriguing cosmos of astronaut waste management. Prepare for liftoff on a mission that's out of this world, literally. Greetings, space cadets! Today we're boldly going where few channels have gone before, the fascinating frontier of space poop, because let's face it, even superheroes gotta flush. You might think space stations are all sunshine and moonbeams, but they gotta deal with the not-so-glamorous side of life too. Floating turds are no good. Fear not, space adventurers, for strapped to every astronaut's backside is a technological marvel. The space potty. It's like your average toilet, but way cooler, and way more necessary in low gravity. See these fancy hoses? They create a powerful vacuum, keeping everything where it belongs. No more splashdown disasters here. But what happens to the waste after it's, deposited? Do they just jettison it out the airlock? Ew, no way. They wouldn't want to create their own personal space cloud, would they? Actually, there are two main methods. Method 1. For short trips, the waste gets stored in a special capsule. When the mission is over, this capsule detaches from the spacecraft and burns up harmlessly in the atmosphere. Think of it as a fiery farewell to space poop. Method 2. For longer stays on the International Space Station, they have a fancy recycling system. Yes, you heard that right, space poop gets recycled. Don't worry, it's not like they're turning it into astronaut ice cream. Maybe. Hey, gotta be resourceful in space. The recycled water gets used for other things and the solid waste gets stored until it can be brought back to Earth for proper disposal. So there you have it, space cadets. The mystery of space poop is solved. It's a journey that starts with a splashdown, hopefully not a literal one, and ends with either a fiery farewell or a chance at a space-age second life. Remember, even in space, gotta leave it cleaner than you found it. So next time you look up at the stars, remember the brave astronauts up there dealing with the not-so-glamorous side of space travel. They're the real heroes of waste management. No more splashdown disasters here. But what happens to the waste after it's, deposited? Do they just jettison it out the airlock? Well, not exactly. There are actually two main methods for dealing with waste in space. Let's dive right into it, shall we? The first method is used for short trips. The waste is stored in a special capsule. And when the mission concludes, this capsule detaches from the spacecraft. Now you might be wondering, does it just float around in space? Nope, it actually re-enters Earth's atmosphere and burns up on its way down. It's a bit like a fiery farewell to the astronaut's waste. Quite the dramatic exit, don't you think? But what about those long-term missions, like those on the International Space Station? They can't just keep storing waste indefinitely, right? And you're absolutely correct. That's where the second method comes in. On the space station, they have a sophisticated recycling system. Now brace yourself, because this might sound a bit out there. The waste, yes, the poop, gets recycled. I know, it's a bit of a mind bender, but don't panic. It's not like they're making astronaut ice cream out of it. Or at least we hope not. Jokes aside, the water from the waste is recycled and used for other things like hydration and equipment cooling. After all, water is a valuable resource in space, and it's not like they can just turn on a tap to get more. As for the solid waste, it's compacted and stored until it can be taken back to Earth for proper disposal. So there you have it, space cadets. The mystery of space poop is solved. Whether it's a short trip with a grand, fiery exit for the waste or a longer mission with a more sustainable approach, dealing with waste in space is a complex but necessary part of life in the cosmos. Whether it's a splashdown in the space potty or a fiery re-entry into Earth's atmosphere, every bit of astronaut waste embarks on a journey that's truly out of this world. Remember, even in space, gotta leave it cleaner than you found it. From splashdown disasters to fiery farewells, space poop is a cosmic journey in its own right. And let's not forget the recycling, turning yesterday's waste into tomorrow's. Well, let's not go there. So whether you're gazing at the stars or just sitting on your porcelain throne, remember the brave astronauts taking waste management to new heights. Thanks for joining us on this hilarious journey. If you learned something new or just got a good laugh, don't forget to like and subscribe.